Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the 11th episode of Sunday Musicians Café. And a big thank you to all of you. I wanted to say just to start, a big thank you to all of you for following this project from the very beginning and for showing support through private messages or words of encouragement in person, right? And it really means a lot. I just wanted to take a second now because this is the 11th episode, so and I didn't really see the time going. The time really flies. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me properly. I would like to know if there are any technical issues. Today, as you can see, we had to move it up by an hour. So as normally we have it at 2 p.m. as you know, but Maciej, because I mean he's extremely busy and has to catch train, I guess. So in fact, I consider myself very lucky, extremely lucky to have been able to invite him for this informal chat. As you will see, he is an extraordinary person and an internationally renowned musician. So I wanted to say a big hi to everyone in the chat. Let me know if you can hear me. Just drop a message in the chat if you want. In a second I will invite Maciej and we'll see together how many incredible things he's doing at the moment and all his experience. And yeah, you will see he's an incredible. I consider myself very lucky of having met him in London here and played with him actually once. We'll talk about this. Let's invite him actually. Let's see if I can invite him. Yes. Hey!
Hey, man.
How are you, Maciej?
Hey, it's nice to see you.
Fantastic. Can you hear me?
Great.
Can you see me?
Yeah, man. I mean, let me just turn up the volume a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's better.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah.
I hope also in the chat people can hear us, and if there are any problems, please let us know in the chat. Drop a message and we'll sort it out.
Exactly.
Yeah. How are you, man? All good?
And I'm great.
I'm so happy that we've been able to do this because obviously, as I was saying, you are very, very, very busy and going for trains and traveling a lot. So I'm extremely lucky that I got you in the right moment at the right time.
Yeah.
Right?
Man, it's great to be here and to have this chat with you. And thank you so much for the invitation.
Of course. I've been doing this, as you know, maybe this is the 11th episode. So there have been 10 before you, and
yeah, of course.
People are showing so much support.
I followed it, and that's why we are also chatting about it a little bit.
Fantastic. So you're a fan of Sunday Musician Café. We can say that.
Of course. And I am a fan of yours as well.
Great man. Are you a coffee team or tea team?
No, it's actually bubble tea.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You're the first one that has a fantastic. That's really good.
I like bubble tea, and I thought, that probably everyone else will have a coffee or tea,
Yeah.
and I thought,
I'm
and
definitely...
then there's just a bubble tea place just around the corner, so I thought I would have a...
It's good actually. Yeah. Bubble tea, I had a very traumatic experience. So I didn't know what bubble tea was at the very beginning. So I went to try it and I didn't know what bubbles are made of. So, and I was super shocked at the beginning when I had it the first time, and I was like, oh, there's something wrong in this drink, and I couldn't actually see them. So I was like, no, what happened to me? I thought I ate some insects or whatever, and then they explained, no, don't worry.
Okay.
So
no, it can be really amazing because you have so many possibilities with the taste, and sometimes they do it not only from fruits but also from, I think, manioc. This sort of, that's really amazing. That's like a Korean way of doing it, I think. And you can also add some coconut milk or something. Fantastic. That's actually the best bubble tea that I tried was at the Korean restaurant.
I see.
I think it was made from tapioca and with a bit of coconut milk. It was amazing.
It's a nice combination. It must be a nice combination. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
No, I'm so happy again that you are able to have this chat. I wanted to just say to the people that this is very informal conversation, and we are just having a chat, and it's the occasion for us really to meet again as friends and have a coffee together.
Of course.
As friends and musicians, we would always would like to have a coffee together, and meet in London, whatever, and we are. But there is no time, so I wanted to say thank you very much. Exactly, especially in London. Exactly. So me and you, we met actually playing together the first time, right?
Yeah. So I was playing this Salsa concerto. I was actually jumping in for another cellist.
That was incredible.
Yeah,
it's true. So he was substituting someone. Yes.
Yeah, the orchestra is amazing. I must say that, the energy that you brought and your enthusiasm, it was everything like sort of last minute, because, I could see that you were guys basically reading the things, and I was like, wow, okay, this is, you're just reading it, but then the next rehearsal was so much better.
Yes.
So that was amazing, and also the space was spectacular. So that was at St. George.
St. George Hanover Square. Yes, correct. Is the
beautiful.
church where Handel was going and playing the organ sometimes, and he was attending that church. I think he was
exactly.
Yeah. So how do you feel when you actually? This would be very interesting to talk about, because it never happened to me to have to replace a soloist last minute. So, obviously it's a piece that and you played already, but still, right? Psychologically, you have to prepare yourself like this in a snap. How would you do that?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, in case of this concert, I was actually playing Salsa concerto like 2 days before.
Okay.
And that was in somewhere in UK. I don't remember now the name of the city. So I was very lucky that then Wycat wrote to me just right after this concert that in 2 days I have possibility to play another Salsa concerto in London, so I was ready for it. But normally it's quite tricky.
You have obviously the right character and the right experience as well to handle this situation, right?
Yeah, and I also played this piece quite a lot of times. So and I think with age and with experience, you kind of your repertoire gets broader and broader, and you feel kind of more comfortable with those pieces, and you live with those pieces also, so they really become part of your life. And it's almost like having a friend, and you revisit or you see him again, and then you continue this sort of conversation that you have. So it's very special, of course, to learn a new piece. It's a completely different thing, and I think with that it's really nice if you can read music very well, if you are skillful in reading fast, because that's really helpful. For example, if you have just 2 weeks to learn a new piece and you're jumping in for someone, then it's really great if you are able to read quickly. And to kind of map it out, or I don't know if it's a real expression, but on the instrument.
Of course. Like to be able to really learn, to speed up the process of learning, right?
Exactly.
And just going to the final result as soon as possible. Yeah. No, that's a skill that you actually, I think you have. Definitely.
No,
you probably have that. You mentioned the Wycat. There are so many things I would like to talk about, and because you are such a broad musician and artist in general, so you are very inspiring, and so I would like to talk about many things, but of course. So you mentioned Wycat, and we had a very good friend of mine, which is Ignas the Magnicas, who just won the YCAT now. So we can say congratulations to him. As well, he's a fantastic pianist studying at the Royal Academy at the moment. And but you won it many years ago, or some years ago. I don't know when actually. Can you tell us about this experience you had?
I don't remember exactly. I think it was around 4 years ago, maybe. And you know, there were so many people applying for it, and actually for me it was really last minute. So I got this info from I think it was Friedemann Eichhorn, the director of Kronberg Academy, and he sent me this, and I thought, wow, this is really cool. But it was like you know, one week before the deadline. So and you know, and actually I sent some old recordings. You know, it was not even new recordings, but they accepted it, so it was fine. But I also needed some like signed papers, you know, from some teachers, you know, that they recommend me and so on.
Yeah, references.
Which was really everything in the rush. But then at the end they invited me. I think in total there were like 200 participants or something playing. So it was first round in London, and it was with piano, and you had to prepare like some pieces. I think it was actually they really wanted a big repertoire, so it was kind of stressful because you know, we didn't have so much time with the pianist to really practice it. And then some pieces we knew a bit better, some of them not so. So we are just hoping that they don't choose, you know, like, I don't know, Tarantella from Stravinsky. But I think it was also that I wanted to show that I have this broad repertoire, and I can play different pieces, you know, from different styles and so on. So that was the first round, and I was lucky to go into the second round. And the finals were at Wigmore Hall, which was really amazing. And they invited 7 people, and each person played different instruments. So there was one singer, Emma, and then accordion, ukulele, and horn player. And so I think it's kind of a unique situation because mostly they would have like 3 pianists and then 2 violins and then they really, you know, usually they choose like 1 person or 2, and in that case they took all of us, which was, you know, kind of unexpected. So all 7 finalists you know, were accepted.
It's something that it's really, I mean, first of all, I wanted to say that you are a very last minute person. I think the best of your performance is maybe at last minute. You're the guy that you want in, you know, like last minute, you can call Maciej for sure. We have a question in the chat, which is how can you rely on various measurements for certain levels of agreement? That's okay. We're going to skip this question. I'm sorry, but.
Okay. It's nice to see you, Alex. Actually.
He's a friend of yours, I guess.
Yeah.
Good. Alex, I'm sorry, but we're gonna keep this question, which is very important to answer.
It's very difficult, you know.
It's very difficult. We don't have enough time. We will love to answer to that. Okay, no, but coming back to the YCAT. You said 2 words, which one word that is very much I'm in line. I feel in line on the judgment of YCAT, which is unique, right? YCAT is very unique kind of institution because basically they really trying to take the best from each one of the musicians. So they are really looking at the individuals, not just, you know, the potential performers which could bring money in, and that's it, you know. It's just it's really I appreciate very much YCAT and what they're doing. This year as well, they've been selecting all the finalists. So sometimes they do it. And it's very nice. It's very nice from them. So also you have a very, I think you have a bigger spectrum of what actually music and performers can be. So they actually supporting very much classical music on all his genres and through all the instruments. In general, so you were at the Kronberg Academy before, right? So how long did you spend there in Kronberg?
I think could be 4 years actually. Well, of course, 1 year was the pandemic period, so I was not
Yes.
there so much. But I think in total was 4 years, and I was still studying with Wolfgang Schmitz. But what's really amazing about this academy is that you have a chance to work with different teachers
Mm.
and artists, and not only cellists. So that's really amazing because you have like someone like Sir Anders Schiff, for example, who
Yeah.
comes there regularly, and so I had a lot of master classes with him, and then with some conductors, also with violinists. So
Yeah.
that's like really unique chance to not only think about your instrument,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
to really kind of look at music from a broader perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like well, I remember when I was still in Italy studying, finishing my studies. It was one of the options was going to the Kronberg Academy. Then I didn't choose that path, but I did different things. But it was very attractive because of the people I met that have been there. They
Right.
absorb from, as you're saying, all the teachers, so they could speak about what Andrea Schiff was saying at master classes, and you could attend the master classes as any other institution. But I think kind of Kronberg Academy is very familiar environment, right?
Mm.
So it creates this kind of a very nice bubble where you can really learn and from each other, right? Would you say
Right.
that?
Yeah, I think especially now with the Castles Forum,
Yeah,
which is like it's very centralized now. So they
yeah,
have all the things they have in this one place, and with this amazing new hall. Actually, there are two concert halls, and the practice rooms and
okay.
everything. So, and I experienced that also in the last festival. That it felt even more familiar because we are so tied together in just one place. Because before, they would have concerts in the church, in the Stadthalle, and they would have office there and some other buildings. Uh, so now it feels even more like that.
Okay.
And,
Yeah. You still going there for playing, right?
for playing,
Yeah.
yeah, I went there in May last time.
Nice.
There was this Chamber Music Connects the World, which is this amazing chamber festival, and it was actually first time that they did it as an alumni festival. Because
Ah,
so
very nice.
normally they would invite like all the masters, so for example Gideon Kremer and Andres Schiff, and they would form some chamber groups and they would work with the students. So there would be usually one, like a
Yes.
master, older musician, and with working with the students. And this year they did for the first time the alumni festival. So that was really nice for me to see some friends and students that I knew already and
Yeah,
met
it's
at
very.
Kronberg, and to play with some of them again, but also to meet many older colleagues who are also studying there and they're also alumni, and to meet them and to play in this new amazing place. So that was a pretty great
And so
experience.
it looks very cool. It looks very cool. The opportunity to play together with the students, colleagues who you played
Yeah.
with in the past, and it's very nice. And to see each other growing in the maybe after years, right? And
Exactly.
it's like this. On this matter, like talking about playing together, like chamber music, would you say that? I mean, there are different opinions, obviously, but it's very much nowadays. Uh, I mean, seen as a general rule that being a soloist doesn't is still chamber music, right? So
Yeah,
you still have to really connect with the orchestra, connect with the conductor, right? It's very much it's like
absolutely.
chamber
Yeah,
music exponential, right? It's like
yeah,
the times two, we
yeah.
say,
But I think
So
in
how yeah,
yeah, in
totally,
that
yeah,
case, it's a bit more tricky because it's much less intimate, and of course you are in the spotlight as a soloist. So and there is even visual distinction. You have one guy who is just
yes,
sitting in front,
yes,
and then you have the group. So I think that already makes it a bit different. And in the chamber music group, you are all in it together. But
yeah,
and then of course there are some pieces that are written more as a chamber conversation
correct,
between the
yeah,
soloist and different instruments. And then there are some pieces that are strictly more soloistic with the main instrument or the solo part. Uh, and also it really depends on your attitude. I mean, for me, I love chamber music, and I love sharing music with other people. And I always enjoy this energy that is created when you are playing together and you can have this conversation, you know. And I guess for some other people, it's maybe not so much like this. And, you know, I accept it. It can still be amazing and it can sound great. But for me, I always, and you know, I'm also a composer. I really get into the music, so I love to, you know, follow the different voices, different instruments, and you know, if you have symphonic orchestra, to have very little dialogue with the flute, or you know, with because I really love different instruments, and this always to have this conversation. Uh, so you know, it's my attitude.
No, no,
But
definitely,
in
definitely.
fact, it's true. Like a lot of compositions are written in this sort of chamber music manner.
Yeah,
Even Dvorak concerto, if you look at it, you know there are so many dialogues between
yeah,
many different instruments, and
yeah,
I find that really amazing and it's very stimulating for me. And also when I feel this energy from the orchestra, because you know sometimes you don't have it. You know,
mm,
sometimes you feel like they are just there in the background and you don't feel so much this conversation.
yeah,
But sometimes like with the Firebirds, for example, I really felt this common energy and that you want to talk with me or you want to have this
yeah,
conversation. And I pick it up very quickly and it gives me a lot of energy to play and it
yeah.
stimulates.
No, it's very much is the creative process of music making together. It helps so much, I think, this kind of attitude where you
Yeah.
can share energies together, right? You make me laugh because I was thinking, I actually didn't know you are a composer as well.
Yeah. I
I,
mean, you know, I'm maybe not an official composer, but
okay, no, but you
there are,
compose.
yeah, there are few pieces actually on YouTube. You can check it out.
Of course.
I started it during pandemic. Actually, I mean, I always love to improvise. I always love
Wow.
to, you know, be creative with the cello or piano. And then in the pandemic, because there was so much time, and I always wanted to do
Yeah.
something, but I didn't maybe really know how to do it
Yes.
properly. So I recorded some cello ensembles,
Wow.
and all, yeah. There is one piece for 5 cello, one for six, I think, and then something with some electronics also, so you can check it
Wow.
out. I
Fantastic.
still do it. Actually, now I spend a lot of time inside Logic. So this
Okay.
is the
Yeah.
music
Yeah. Yeah. The
software,
program.
and it's amazing. I mean, it's like open space because you know you have so many possibilities. Um, of course, it will never sound so real,
Yes.
like if you use the real instrument, but at least it gives you an idea. You know
Yeah.
how you could connect some instruments together. You know what sounds well, and it's really like a painting. You know, it's
Yeah.
open space. You can compose and record in real time. So
Yeah.
you don't even have to write it down. I mean, you can just.
Yes.
I
Yes.
have this MIDI controller at home,
Yes.
and I play basically everything, all the percussion, all the whatever whatever sound I
Fantastic.
want to hear, and
Fantastic.
it's very creative. It's a lot of fun, and you learn a lot also. And then you can, of course, write it for the real
Yes.
instrument.
Yes.
And
No, I absolutely, incredibly attracted as well to this, and because my love to technology as well, and I think that would be really be the case of music and technology, the best
right.
solution ever, right? Where you can, as you said, compose and record
I
at the
mean,
same time and experimenting.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, like violin is a
yeah,
technology, right? I mean,
yeah.
cello is a. I mean, we
It's
don't look
true.
at it that way,
It's true.
but
But it's
300 years
yeah,
ago,
yeah,
you
basically,
know,
yes, yeah. No,
and
absolutely, absolutely.
and then
So,
you have
first
like
of all,
Leonardo da Vinci,
yeah,
who, I mean, he would build
yeah,
instruments. I mean, for him was part of, figuring out how to make, matter sound, make sound.
it's true,
So yeah,
absolutely, absolutely. No, you're right. I like the way we can see the instruments in this way. And first of all, I'm waiting for a cello and violin duo. So, if you are composing, so
of
you owe
course.
me
And
a
then,
cello and violin duo.
sure,
No,
man.
but second of all, I wanted to say, I mean, you remind me obviously of Giovanni Solima, so that I know you met.
Yes, that's true.
Okay,
That's true. And
so
I'm a big fan of,
nice,
I must say.
nice guy, nice guy.
I always love his music.
So let's talk
And
about Giovanni. So where did you meet him? Giovanni is a cellist, the Italian cellist, Giovanni Solima. Very, very creative person and incredibly good soloist as well. And he tell us more. Tell us more. You met him.
Yeah, and he's a composer. He arranges a lot of things. I mean, he has like incredible library of all the different things you can imagine, from Renaissance pieces to Queen and and ABBA and whatever. And he's also amazing, like sort of classical, soloist musician. So I know his music already for many years. I think the first time I heard his piece was by my colleague, also from Italy, and the piece is called Alone, and it's for the cello solo. And immediately after I heard this music, I felt such a deep connection. It was everything, the harmony, the space, sort of the aesthetics of the music. And then I immediately asked him for the score, and I practiced it, and then I got into some other Solimas works, and I listened to his albums and stuff. And then I was invited to take part in the master classes in Los Angeles.
Wow.
And he was there. I mean, it's the big cello fest, it's this Piatigorsky Cello Festival, and you have all these amazing cellists coming. And I think he was playing in one of the Beethoven's nights, with all the Beethoven cello sonatas and pieces. And I'm sure he played something else as well. But he also gave a masterclass basically to all of us. So it was not individual masterclass, but it was sort of, and it was very free, as you can imagine.
Yes.
He's an incredibly free guy, and you never know what he's going to do next. And,
I mean, I never met him personally in life. I never met him, like face to face. But I met many people that met him, and in Italy we talk about him very much. So he's kind of someone that I'm waiting to meet him, because he's always been in the conversations. So
yeah, exactly, and so he's very free spirit. There is a lot of improvisatory feel to him, because he's also an amazing improviser. And I'm sure that a lot of his compositions, they come from this improvisation,
for sure.
Experience. And it was amazing masterclass. We did some improvisation as well, and it was a big cello orchestra, and he was so full of energy and very creative. And that was it. And I talked with him a little bit, but it was not more than that. I was also much younger.
Okay.
And then I would follow his music, of course, and his project. And then last year, actually, in Amsterdam, there was Pietro Genova, which is an incredible festival. One of the best cello festivals, I think, in the world. And he was there, and I was very lucky to play with him. In the last night, there was a big cello, as you can imagine, this big cello night, the last concert. And we did some chamber music together, some cello ensembles, and he brought his arrangements, and I don't think we played his pieces, but some of his arrangements, and also with Kian Zoltani and Anastasia. It was really amazing group. And so I was very lucky to meet him a bit closer, and we would chat a little bit and so on. And then Anastasia actually mentioned to me that, I'm actually planning to go to this masterclass in Palermo with Giovanni. I was like, oh, that's amazing, because
you
I
go?
wanted to work with him. And I was like, okay, that's great. I mean, it was in December, so basically, it's pretty chill time for, if you're not playing in orchestra, you don't have so many gigs, I guess, at the time. And I was like, okay. I mean, in Poland, it's a bit like, it's snow and it's cold. It's like in London. It's like, why don't I just go to
Palermo?
And so and I went there, and it was incredible. I'm so happy that I had chance to play for him, and to not even to hear so much his things, but to experience his spirit, and also the way he understands the Baroque music, because he's incredible. I mean, he's really deep into Baroque music, because his heritage, of course, he plays Baroque cello. and he discovers also a lot of baroque, old. He is someone that could spend days in library, looking for a new Haydn concerto or things like that, and then trying to connect, and trace the whole journey of the composer or the piece, and then he travels and he's trying to find the pieces, and bring it together. So it's quite extraordinary.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
No, I mean, I really looking forward to meet him because as more we talking about him, I want to really meet him and see how he can change my life as well. And he sounds like a very inspiring person. And we should play the violin and cello.
Yeah, they're really fun, I think.
Yeah, I think they will.
And also some Vivaldi. There is a nice CD recording.
Renditions. Yeah, absolutely. Man, I know you have to take a train, and you're very busy. As we were saying, you're a super international renowned soloist, so you have to go. I would ask you just one last thing. If you can give us a tip or a suggestion or a key message that you would like to leave to the future generations of musicians.
Oh man, that sounds really serious. I mean, I would say just be open about the music and the possibilities that music and musical world gives you. So, it's not only classical music. I mean, music is such a big spectrum, and I think also in order to be creative, we should really be open-minded about this and really try to connect different things together. And I think that's pretty much it. I mean, and for me, it was always very important as I am someone that loves music as a whole universe kind of. I mean, I'm not just following one direction, but I always love different things. So that would be it, I think.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. It's very precious message, and I totally agree with you. And really hope to see you soon in London, probably for a pint or a coffee in real life.
Sure, man. It would be lovely.
Even more to play with you. So maybe I'm trying my best. And you can go and catch your train. I know you're super busy.
Sure.
So thank you so much for being here, and really appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah. Have a nice day, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. You too. Bye. Incredible guest. As you can see, Maciej is top notch. As we will say, is top notch. Is a fantastic human being, as we saw, and is very much inspiring for all of us musicians. And I consider myself extremely lucky. I've been met him in London this past year, and having a chat with him is always such a heart feeling emotion. So yeah, thank you so much for being such a wonderful audience as well, with some interesting questions and deep ones as well. And stay tuned for the next episode, and see you next Sunday. Bye bye.